Well, good afternoon. Welcome back to the channel. Let me say it right here. Today we're changing front brake pads on a '08 Scion XB. This is the one that I've been working on here and there. You watched me change a bulb out in the back and a few other things. So today we're going to change the front brake pad. So step one, jack the car up. Step two, remove the tire. So I'm going to remove this tire, which there's not a whole lot to removing a tire. If you've ever changed a tire, it's all there are to it. So let me get this tire off out of the way. And tools needed for this is you need an impact, a jack, you need a compression tool to compress the brake caliper. You're going to need the brake pads. You're going to need a 21 millimeter to take those lug nuts off. If the covers come off the lug nuts, it's actually a 20 millimeter. You're going to need those. And you're going to need a 14 millimeter to get the bolts out of the caliper itself, and you're going to have a little bit of grease to grease the pins up so if they slide back and forth. Once I get all that off, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Wheels off. Looking at the caliper itself, see that bolt right there? There's one on the bottom as well. There's your 14s. We're going to pop those loose. This caliper will lay out. There's a set of brake pads behind it. We'll get those out, and I'll give you an idea of what we're looking at. Caliper's off, as you can see. It's pushed out a little bit. That's why you're going to need a compression tool. This is what it looks like. You just pretty much just fold it up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a compression tool that I have, and I'm literally going to set it on here. I'm going to tighten it up, and I'm going to push this cylinder back inside of the caliper itself. Now, I was telling you earlier about these bolts right here, whether they move in and out. This one, it seems like it's froze, so I'm fixing to pop it out, and I will grease them up, and I'll show you how to do it. Okay, as you can see, here's the bolt I was talking about. So as you can see, I've already put a little grease on it, and it pretty much just goes back into the slot. And what you're going to do is you're going to push it back and forth and make sure that it moves. So as the brake caliper puts pressure on the cylinder, which literally pushes the brake pads itself, this will move in and out. So as you can see, both of them are moving in and out with no problem. They turn pretty good. So just use some high temperature grease. The grease that I use just happened to be gray. Most time high temperature grease will be kind of a reddish color, but just make sure that your pin moves in and out. If you wonder how to pull it out, it just pops out. It'll actually pull off of this boot, and when you push it back in, push it all the way in, give it a twist, and the boot itself will go back over top of the bolt itself. But this is where it goes in. So as you can see, pretty easy deal. Let me go ahead and get this thing compressed, and we'll get some new brake pads on. Well, as you can see, it was definitely time for some brake pads. See the hot spot on that one? It's already cracked. You see how it has a zero, and I mean zero meat to it whatsoever. Getting down into the wear area right there. So let me give you an idea of what an actual brake pad should look like, a brand new one. So here's a brand new one. See how much thicker it is. You can see how all that right there looks. But to put them in, pretty simple. You just got a channel right there, and a channel right there, and they basically just go right there in between the clips, and that's all they are to getting them in there. They just kind of pop in. And that's all you got to do. Just repeat it on the other side.